fun, and I've been able to witness it firsthand, being with the football team and watching them practice every day. It gets me hyped up. Since spring, being able to watch them, I can't wait for Friday and for the rest of the season.
Yeah, in the trenches shows, you and some of these other guys have finally got to see this football team a little bit different. The county has kind of seen this team a little different, the energy, the culture that's changed the last couple of years, which we'll talk to Coach Watson about that coming up. But it's just been super fun. It's been really exciting. One of the more exciting off seasons that I can remember having up here. Durham Field that people are going to like to see. A lot of changes going on. The last couple of years, we see how the football teams reacted to those changes. So, Ethan, when you think back now for this weekend, what are you most excited about?
Everything, really. I mean, I'm excited to see how the new coaching staff, some of the new coaches, how they, can perform, and just everything, the offense, defense, special teams, how they match up against Manchester.
Yeah, that's it. The excitement, the rivalry's back. We said last year, rivalry renewed. Hey, get to try to go back-to-back against Manchester. A close game last year, 16-8 win in Manchester. They're coming down here. It's always a good game when these two teams meet. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back with Coach Tommy Watson after this.
Here they come! More big transport trucks full of new GMC trucks and SUVs to Glenn Smith and Opelika. Choose from a huge selection of the best-selling full-size GMC Sierras, discounted up to $12,750 off. New GMC Terrains with a fresh design, a spacious interior, and safety features, discounted up to $4,000 off MSRP. Plus, enjoy no payments until November at Glenn Smith GMC in Opelika. Get ready to drive and get ready to smile.
Hey, we're back. Welcome back. Hey, we got Coach Watson with us. Coach, what an off season's going? You mentioned January 6th. Football season started. This 2025 season started January 6th. And I can see there really ain't been much of the dead weeks. You really learn how to appreciate them. So what is it, this team you've been going with? We've talked about the blue-collar mentality at Harris County. It's always been that work pale. You just go to work. What have you noticed about this team and their mentality?
Yeah, I mean, they're not scared to work. I'll tell you that. You just referred to it that January 6th pretty much started football season for us this year, and we work them hard. Make no mistake about it, because life's gonna be hard. Football game's gonna be hard. Everything you do in life's hard, and so we just try to train them to grow up to be good husbands, good fathers, good citizens, good employees, and the harder you can make it on them at a young age, the more they learn to do that. But couldn't be more proud of them. They answered the bell, everything we threw at them, and so we're excited to get going.
Yeah, and I asked some questions before this, I'll kind of let you know, but something I wanted to talk about that I didn't mention to you. Two seniors that kind of come back from injuries and seeing how they went through this offseason, not being as involved, Kingston Rivers and old Cowboy Wes Sappington, and just watching their leadership abilities and what that means for this culture of this football program.
Yeah, Wesley Cowboy Sappington, man, he's a vocal guy. He leads by vocal, and and he knows the expectation standard we have. He's been with me since he was in 8th grade, and so I would say he's our vocal leader of the whole football team. And then you look at a kid like Kingston, who's got Division I scholarship offer, got some D2 offers, and Kingston's not very vocal, but he leads by example. It don't matter if it's in the weight room, if it's in the locker room, how to keep his locker organized and neat. Whether it's on the field, offense, defense, just leaders, man, and they are a symbol of what we want a Harris County football player to be.
Yeah, now let's move them two and just talk about who are some of these seniors or these leaders that you've noticed this offseason that's really stepped up.
Yeah, Nolan Johnson's had a big offseason for us. He's one of the only few returning starters we have back. And in saying that, he's playing a new position, so it's kind of like he ain't a returning starter, but he's also crossing over and playing some running back for us. And Carter Myers, he's the brains of our operations on defense. He gets us lined up, makes a lot of calls and checks for us, and he's also going to come over and play some running back for us as well. But those two, a kid named Philip Sterling, we call him PJ, man, he has had an unbelievable offseason, and I'm super excited to watch what he can do this year as a senior. DJ Hosley comes to mind. A guy that had never really just been right there on the edge of being an every down player or subbing in, but he's had a great offseason. But, I know I'm going to leave some out. We don't have many seniors, but the ones that we do have, they've been with me for 4 years, like I said, and they all work hard, they all try hard. It's like we talked about this whole week for Manchester. If we're able to win that game, it's going to be for one reason only. It's going to be because of what we call scout team. Everybody at Harris County plays on the scout team. If you're an offensive only player and we're doing team defense, then you're on the scout team offense, and flip it around vice versa. So, you know, we don't have a lot of selfishness on this football team. That was something we tried to attack this offseason and do away with. But couldn't be more proud of the seniors and all the underclassmen for all the work they put in this offseason for sure.
Yeah, it's been fun to watch them. Fun to watch them do the leaders step up in these practices and workouts, and it's been tough on them. Especially with some of the work being done in the field. They couldn't go to the field this summer, so having to work over there in the wood line and doing some of that old school stuff made for good photographs, made good looking pictures. But I know for them, it's not really what they're used to. This week, you come into the excitement of game week.
Yes,
everybody gets excited. Everybody's looking forward to it. The school, school body's excited. How do you try to get the players keep their focus on, hey, you still got a game? Everybody else can get excited, but how do you keep their focus on the game?
It's a lot like a kid at Christmas. You work since January to August, and I don't know, that's 8 months if I ain't mistaken, and 8 months worth of work, and they just ready to go. They're super excited, but at the same time, they do understand the task at hand. A county neighbor in Manchester, they don't want to come in this community on Saturday and Sunday and back in that school building on Monday and lost to the county, the next county over rival. So it hadn't been too hard this week to keep them super focused and to get them to work hard. They know what's at stake, I assure you. They know the history of this rival.
Yeah, and let's talk about Manchester a little bit. The rivalry that, years and years, first time was 1957, Harris County playing them. Of course, there was that long losing streak that Harris County had. But the recent history, we had the 20 years off, but before that, Harris County started kind of taking it back. And it's just fun now that it's not just one-sided. Right. But what's the biggest challenge that Manchester presents to Harris County?
Well, look, I played against Manchester when I was in high school, back when I was over in Thomaston and went to high school over there. And Manchester, a couple things about them. Number one, they're always going to have team speed. And number two, they are going to try to hit you as hard as they can hit you. So, obviously, those two things, the speed they have on their football team, the toughness they have on the football team, the physicality, and then probably the most challenging thing is the offense they run. They run an offense that is, when run correctly, man, it is super hard to defend. It's misdirection, and it's we've got our work cut out. We've had a couple good days of practice. We actually started on them last Thursday before the black and gold game, just to get an extra day or two in on them. But it's not going to be an easy task, but we're up for it, and we're looking forward to it. We can't wait to be there Friday night.
I know we was talking the other night about the youth on this team. There's a lot of youth on this team, not a lot of upperclassmen seniors, but I feel like the core seniors you have are at a good position to play in a team like that, having the linebackers, hoping that their discipline really comes in, because playing that wing T is, man, that's something everybody used to use 20, 25 years ago. Every high school around had it. Now everybody's shotgun on the goal line, it seems like. So it's a whole lot. Now, it's a home opener. You got the Friday night lights. You got a lot of excitement.
Yes, sir.
We mentioned some changes at Durham Field. Even hyped up the crowd even more. So, what is that energy that the crowd does? What's that mean to your team?
WTVM, I think it is. They was in the indoor. I think it was Tuesday. No, today's Tuesday. It was yesterday. They stopped by yesterday and filmed a little practice and did a couple of interviews with a couple of the players and myself and Kingston Rivers. A really good player for us. They asked him the same question that you just asked me, and Kingston's answer was that it gives you so much energy when they have that side, our home side packed, and they're loud and they're cheering. But it does. Our kids love playing in front of the home crowd. We talk about all the time to our players that it is Harris County. It's not Pine Mountain or Catala or Fortson or West Point or Hamilton. It is Harris County. And these people that are coming in this game are paying their hard-earned money to come watch you play. And by God, you got to play with every ounce of energy you got in your body. And so when they come through that tunnel and that band's playing and those cheerleaders lying on that field, them fans in that stand, it's quite an atmosphere. It really is. And our kids look forward to it each and every time we get to play at home.
Yeah, if you're watching this and you hadn't came out to a Friday night, look, we know the games get live streamed, but come out to Tiger Stadium. It's a great atmosphere. It packs out. It makes a lot of noise. It's a beautiful scenery. You go from the sunset, the wood line going around, the water tower, one of the most beautiful stadiums in this area that you're going to watch a high school football game in. But the atmosphere is always just something about that stadium's had just a good atmosphere. You think back to years ago, they had the Shake the Bush, the old student section had a big old tree limb out there, a little bit different. Harris County's always found a way to be unique, but the atmosphere is just insane. So on top of that, what would be your message to Harris County about what they need to do Friday night to fire these boys up?
Yeah, they need. Manchester's going to bring a good crowd with them, and our people need to show up, and they need to be loud. You know, and our kids have worked their behinds off, not only this year, but since I've been on the scene here, our kids bought in, our parents have bought into what we do and how we do it, and it's hard, but it's fair.
Yeah.
You know, I treat those jokers like they belong to me in every aspect, and so our community needs to rally behind these guys. You know, you spoke to it earlier. We have a young football team, but this football team has a lot of talent and a lot of potential. And so the more people we can get pulling for them and supporting them and cheering them on, I think this football team's got a chance to be special.
Yeah, this atmosphere Friday night, this is what high school football is all about. This is going to be packed on both sides. Manchester's bringing the whole city's coming over here. They're going to roll the rugs up. They coming over here to Hamilton. Hey, Harris County's doing the same thing. This is what the rivalry, it's always been a huge crowd. The atmosphere is going to be insane, but we got to match what they bring. And I got no doubt that Harris County is going to bring the juice in the stands, going to fire the boys up, and hopefully we'll be walking out of there singing Alma Mater, having a good time after a big Harris County victory on Friday night. Coach, appreciate you coming on. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back with Ethan Pettit after this on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
Thank you for what you do. Go Tigers.
$250 off MSRP. New. It's a great day for a new Chevrolet from Glenn Smith and Opelika. Hit the road in a rugged new full-size Chevy Silverado with discounts up to $12,250 off MSRP. New Chevy Traverse, the spacious and comfortable ride with affordable pricing. Now with discounts up to $4,000 off MSRP. People from all over the USA are coming to Glenn Smith Chevrolet. Get ready to drive and get ready to smile.
Hey, welcome back. We're at Fox's Pizza here in Pine Mountain. Coach getting me fired up, having him talk. I think Coach, he's one of them guys, he can read the phone book and give you that energy for some football. So it's always fun having Coach Watson talking. So how do you feel after hearing Coach's message to Harris County and talk about the atmosphere we know that's coming in Friday night? How are you feeling, Ethan?
I mean, I was feeling very good before, but I mean, after that, I have a good feeling about Friday, and especially, you know, it being a whiteout game.
Yeah.
Hopefully the crowd can, you know, come out and wear all the white and, you know, have a good time. But I can't wait for Friday. I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, Ethan mentioned you got the theme going, you got the whiteout. I actually have already heard from student body, you know, they want song requests and all this other stuff, hoping that things get pulled. Hey, where's the white? Baseball team did that, I remember a couple of years ago. It was Coach Dimitri's first year. Remember how rough that year started? They had a whiteout against McIntosh, top 5 team in the state. They won 2 out of 3, won both home games. And I think that whiteout energy had something, it might have been some kind of voodoo it brought with it, but whatever it did worked. So it's always fun to see that. And look, this student body, forever, when they have a theme, they go all in. I'm thinking a theme like a whiteout could spread, not just in the student body, parents, and just people coming up. Everybody knows where they're white, be one. We always thought one county, not, you know, Coach just said we're not Pine Mountain. It's not just Hamilton, Pine Mountain Valley, Fortson, you know, it is Harris County. And the best way to show that, get your white. Look, if you live in this county, you have black, you have gold, and you got white. You got that. You got a white shirt somewhere, wear it up there, and be loud and represent this county because, hey, Manchester's coming. They roll in here. You think back all through the years, they've always packed out the stadium. They've always packed out the stadium on that side, and you have to match it. And Friday night, and then I know you're excited about something else on Friday night. We're going to have the Caroline Collin countdown to kickoff. I didn't butcher it up that time. It's the Caroline Collin countdown to kickoff. And who's hosting it? Ethan Pettit going to host his own pregame show right here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. Ethan, have you been preparing for this, or are you just going to try to wing it?
Well, I've been preparing for the last month or so, you know, trying to, you know, list out the things I want to talk about. But honestly, it's probably all just going to come to me all at once, you know, since I've been seeing the football team practice and everything. I'll have a ton of stuff to talk about, so I can't wait.
Yeah, I know once we get, I was talking to Ethan about this earlier, once you get to where you're about to go on the air, that's about the time the stadium starts filling up, and you can feel the energy up on the up in the clouds, up on the rooftop where we were calling the game from. You could feel the energy picking up there. So I'm excited for you, just as excited for this football team getting out there. Great opportunity for you to show your talent that you've been working on and all these graphics that, of course, everybody knows now after the WRBL, the mastermind behind a lot of these graphics and some of the stuff you're going to see at the new additions at the stadium with the video board, doing that work. And it's fun because we put in a lot of work making graphics. It seemed like this weekend we made 5,000 of them. Yeah. It seemed like between football and but the common goal has been for the football team. Yeah. We've been putting in, you've been putting in a lot of work, just as much as Carter Myers and Kingston River's been putting in the work on the field. So it's going to be fun to see that work pay off for you on Friday night. So if you hadn't on Friday night, 7:30, come out to Tiger Stadium. Hey, then next Tuesday we're going to be right back here. We're going to have Coach Watson, and he's going to bring some of his players in here. Going to get them in this Fox's Pizza Tuesday night's buffet night. So be sure to come by here, support the players, support Coach, and support Fox's. And this is part of Harris County. Is what county comes together. It's unlike any community you really see around here that does that. These local businesses love Harris County football. They love Harris County High School. Steve Duke, all these boys are alumni over there at Harris County. They all know one another. So it's fun to see, and it's fun to see alumni like Steve Duke over here at Fox's not even hesitate and say, get y'all's tail over here and represent some Harris County football, and let's get something started and something different over here. And I love doing it, and I think this is going to be something special here at Fox's that we're going to do all season. And I think this atmosphere is going to change here. And hey, they might need to build another Fox's to get all these people in here. But that's all we're going to do this week. Ethan, you got any message you want to tell people before Friday night?
Just to come out Friday night, pack it out, and wear white.
Yeah, hey, all I want to say is wear white, be early, and be loud. So that's all we got for Ethan Pettit. I'm Rick Beach. Thanks to Coach Tommy Watson. And his handler today was Mr. Lenny Moore from the Touchdown Club. We always like to shout Mr. Lenny out, so appreciate him. But I'm Rick Beach. Go Tigers.
Here they come! More big transport trucks full of new GMC trucks and SUVs to Glenn Smith and Opelika. Choose from a huge selection of the best-selling full-size GMC Sierras, discounted up to $12,750 off. New GMC Terrains with a fresh design, a spacious interior, and safety features, discounted up to $4,000 off MSRP. Plus, enjoy no payments until November at Glenn Smith GMC in Opelika. Get ready to drive and get ready to smile.